companies. They've raised serious questions about the nature of these businesses. How were they able to operate for that long? Their Phuket expansion claim also stands exposed as probe has revealed that there's no operational outlet, no customer reviews, and no verified address, hinting at a phantom expansion yet. Sources say such patterns often indicate layered ownership structures, even tax evasion or money laundering channels disguised as hospitality ventures. Let's take that forward with Arunima, who continues to stay with us. So Arunima, we just took our viewers through all of those, things that have now been rounded up as far as them being habitual offenders is concerned. Is this now also going to have a bearing on the overall court case?
See, the visa cancellation itself will be reflective of this information that our colleague Simran has got for us about how this web of companies was built and how Thailand was used as a possible excuse for all these illegal activities, allegedly illegal activities that were being carried out. Why do I say so? Because if you look at the Rohini court anticipatory bail submission, the legal team said Luthras did not flee. They reached Thailand for work purposes. Of course, questions will be raised. What was this emergency work that required them to book a ticket at 1:17 on 7th of December, just an hour and 15 minutes after the inferno raged through their premises, killing 25 people, including their employees? So that's a separate question. But looks like they could take this cover of work because they knew that in Thailand they have done the kind of paperwork which they can show as their business interest being in Thailand. If you see their social media handles, there are a lot of pictures, videos, photographs that show that they have been frequenting Phuket and they perhaps knew the locals here, they knew the system here, and that also could have been a reason why they told the court that they were here on work purposes. But that is becoming a probable reason why Thailand authorities are moving to cancel their visa. They arrived here on a tourist visa and now they are citing work. So that's a clear violation of visa conditions as well. Luthra brothers getting caught in their own web.
All right. That's interesting that you highlight that. Many thanks to you, Arunima, for bringing us all those inputs. We will keep coming back to you as and when more developments occur, which, of course, as we all know, are happening thick and fast. Let's quickly go across to Yesha Kotak, who's also joining us live at the moment on the broadcast. Yesha, we've been discussing the other charges that could now spell more trouble for the Luthra brothers as far as tax evasion and money laundering is concerned. Could we expect, say, now the presence of central agencies, also particularly the Enforcement Directorate, to maybe investigate them under the PMLA?
So, when we speak of the allegations now that have been leveled against the Luthra brothers, it is on the basis of the investigation. Of course, we've had documents which have come to forth speaking about several money laundering and tax evasion allegations against the Luthra brothers. But what's important now is that once Luthra brothers are brought back to Goa is where, on the basis of the investigation, now when we speak of the central agencies, and it comes to ED or for that matter any of the central agencies, they cannot make an FIR by themselves. The FIR will have to be picked up on the basis of the investigation done by a preliminary agency wherein this FIR has been registered. In this case, it being the Goa police, because at Goa police is where the first FIR of the fire at Botch by Romeo Lane has been registered. So here, on the basis of the investigation, now these documents that has been accessed, Goa police would also be looking into those documents. As and when Goa police does that investigation, they find any kind of a loopholes in this, and that once shared with the central agency is where the central agencies can pick up that very information and proceed to make a case. So that is, of course, a long-run process.
Right.
Now, when we speak of even Luthra brothers being brought back to the country, of course, we are expecting them to come in a day or two. But when it comes to any kind of a central agency, there is a long process that needs to be followed, and which is where even if any kind of a central agency has to be involved in this very case, only once the investigation is done by Goa police. Now, this could take anywhere between say next 5 days to 10 days on the basis of when Luthra brothers come back. Once this investigation is done, Goa police has a watertight case. They have all the documents along with them. Is where we can go ahead to state that these documents could be handed over to the central agencies.
Stay with me, Yesha. Let me quickly bring into the broadcast also Anshul joining me live. Anshul, as Yesha has been highlighting, that there is a watertight case that the authorities are looking at. So if you could take us through how that entire victim card that the Luthra brothers have been latching on to is in fact failing to cut ice with the authorities, whether it is in terms of the intention, because remember they scooted just an hour after the inferno took place in which they lost 20 of their own staff members, or even say this kind of phantom expansion that is now coming under the scanner, whether it is regards to say tax evasion or even money laundering?
Well, yes, at this point in time, the agencies believe that Luthra brothers have already gone ahead and tried each and every trick in their book that could help them in evading the laws of the land, and the manner in which they ran away from the country just minutes after the entire incident had happened. And in fact, they knew that they will be brought to the books. The agencies will look out for them because the manner in which the permissions were required for carrying out such operations or such parties in a pub, those permissions were not taken by them in tandem. In fact, some sort of a bribe was also paid to them, to some officers as well, and that action has also been taken by the Goa administration against the officers who were responsible for giving them these permissions. The fire exits were not installed. So somewhere or the other, the Luthra brothers knew that they will be taken into custody by the authorities, and as soon as the fire broke out, the news got to them at approximately 1 a.m. in the night, and the next flight out of India was something that they took and evaded the law of the land. Apart from this, the other co-owners of the club also tried to go ahead and somewhere or the other evade the law, make sure that they are not arrested. They got themselves admitted to hospitals as well, trying to give this message across that they will not be safe in the custody of the police, and hence they should not be arrested. In fact, yesterday we also saw that the Luthra brothers also moved the Rohini court out here asking a preemptive bail in this entire matter, which was definitely rejected. So one thing is for sure, that these people were not willing to surrender in front of the laws. They knew that they had done something very wrong, and it is because of their greed to earn more money that 25 people lost their lives. And eventually now over the next few days, we can expect that all these co-accused could be brought to the books and could be brought back to the land and eventually trialed according to the Indian laws as well.
Stay with me, Anshul. Let me quickly also bring in Yesha on that note. Yesha, as Arunima has also been highlighting consistently, that the visa cancellation is going to have a bearing on the ongoing procedures at the moment. Take us through on what grounds has the visa of both the brothers been cancelled by the Ministry of External Affairs?
So yes, when it comes to Luthra brothers, because it was on preliminary information, according to Goa police, they worked as quickly as they got the information of Luthra brothers and ensured that a blue corner notice be issued against them. Now, of course, a blue corner notice is different from a red corner notice. In blue corner notice, it is the concerned diplomatic channels which are liable to give information to the opposite country about the whereabouts of the concerned accused in this case. So here, within say less than 24 hours of the incident taking place, an LOC was issued against Luthra brothers. Within less than 48 hours was where a blue corner notice was issued. But that was when it was found out that both of these brothers, Gaurav and Saurav Luthra, are in Phuket. They had taken an early morning flight around 5:30 a.m. To go to Thailand. On the basis of this blue corner notice is where a request was put forth to communicate with CBI and Interpol. It was then that the whereabouts of Luthra brothers were found out. It was also found out as to at what time the flight was really booked by Make My Trip. Now here, the whole process of extradition could take a little longer, which is on the basis of this blue corner notice, and working quickly was where the agencies ensured that the passport of the Luthra brothers has to be revoked. Now, on the basis of that is where these Thai agencies in fact found out the location. They also took their passport back, now the hurdle here is that with the passport being cancelled, there has to be documentation that has to take place for Luthra brothers to be brought back to the country. Now here again, it's not extradition, it's deportation. So deportation is of course a quicker process, but what really happens is with the passport of the Luthra brothers being cancelled, now there will be fresh documentation which have to be done by the Thai authorities, and that Thai authorities will have to approach the court informing of all the development on the basis of which this documentation could take place. we closing towards this incident taking place closer to the weekend, it could take a little longer for these documentation process to take place, which is where the Luthra brothers will be brought back only next week. We are expecting them to come back to Goa only by Tuesday or Wednesday. Now the whole process would be such that once the documentation is done, is where the central agencies in Delhi would be informed. The central agencies in Delhi would be heading towards Thailand, getting Luthra brothers back to Delhi. From Delhi is where the Goa police would be getting them back to Goa and then producing them before the court.
All right, let me quickly go across to Anshul also. Anshul, one quick question on the charges so far. What we've been told is that they are being charged under culpable homicide not amounting to murder. Could we see an addition of charges as well now that the corruption charges are also coming to the forefront?
Well, the corruption charges would definitely be looked into both by the Goa police and also by the central agencies at this point in time. Agencies like the Central Bureau of Investigation and the Enforcement Directorate can also take up this case very, very easily, because the manner in which the details of their involvement in several shell companies have come out definitely raises a lot of eyebrows. But yes, if at all any additional charges need to be made in the FIR that has already been registered at this point in time, they will be made during the time when the charge sheet would be filed, that is within the next 60 to 90 days, when the Goa police would finally file the first charge sheet in this entire matter. At that point in time, we can expect some fresh charges to be pressed against them based on the investigation that will be conducted by the Goa police. At this point in time, the charges of culpable homicide not amounting to murder that has been registered against the co-owners of the Romeo Lane pub, that is something that is being looked into. How were these permissions given? Who were the people who had granted these permissions? Was any bribe that was offered to people for granting permissions for this pub to run freely in Goa? All these questions would be answered by the Goa police in their investigation that will happen over the next 2 months.
Many thanks to you, Anshul and Yesha, for bringing us all those latest inputs. We will keep coming back to you as and when more developments happen. On that note, let's also play out some reactions that have been coming in. There's, of course, a lot of pressure being mounted on the Goa government as well. Remember, it was just a day ago that the Goa Chief Minister Pramod Sawant also addressed a press conference. Let's listen in to what he has to say in the latest reaction.
आगे इस तरह की दुर्घटना न हो, इसीलिए मैंने कहा कि एनफोर्समेंट की टीम ऑलरेडी हमने लगाई है. कल से हमारे एनफोर्समेंट टीम इस तरह के हाई फुटफॉल वाले जितने सारे क्लब्स या रेस्टोरेंट है वहाँ पे खुद जा रहे. उस एनफोर्समेंट टीम में सीनियर स्केल ऑफिसर्स हो, द फायर सेफ्टी ऑफिसर, कंस्ट्रक्शन बिल्डिंग कंस्ट्रक्शन के ऑफिसर्स, इवन दो द फायर इलेक्ट्रिसिटी का जो इंजीनियर्स वहाँ जाके विजिट कर रहे हैं. उसका चेकलिस्ट बना रहे हैं. इट इज ऑलमोस्ट द चेकलिस्ट एट गिवन. और हमें जहाँ जहाँ पे मेजर वायलेशन मिलते हैं उस मेजर वायलेशन में के क्लब्स हम बंद करेंगे. मैंने पहले ही कहा है उसका रिपोर्ट विद इन अ शॉर्ट स्पैन ऑफ अ टाइम दे विल सबमिट द रिपोर्ट ऑन द बेसिस ऑफ दैट एंड विल क्लोज डाउन देयर क्लब्स.
This is a big CNN News 18 exclusive that we're getting for you. Gaurav and Saurabh Luthra, the two Luthra brothers who had fled to Thailand immediately after the fire, have finally now been detained.
On my screen is the first picture of both the Luthra brothers, Gaurav and Saurabh Luthra over there. As you can see, it is the Thai authorities, and with their passports, they have been captured over here.
Talking about the blue corner notice that was issued by the Interpol against the Luthras, and ever since once we got to know about the whereabouts of the Luthras in Thailand, Indian and Thai authorities were in touch with one another.
In my backdrop is this hotel. It's called Hotel Indigo. This is the hotel from where the Luthra brothers were detained based on that blue notice.
In Bengal, the showdown over SIR is heating up. Chief Minister Mamata Banerjee has warned that she will sit on a dharna if even one genuine voter is removed during the ongoing special intensive revision of electoral rolls. Launching May I Help You camps from December 12, Mamata Banerjee has urged women to check their names and cautioned citizens not to approach the BSF. She also issued an unusually sharp call to women to use their cooking equipment to fight it out if their names are struck off. Meanwhile, the Election Commission has extended the voter registration deadline in 6 states and union territories, with draft rolls now to be published between December 19 and 31st. West Bengal's schedule, however, remains unchanged. Listen in to what the Chief Ministers had to say.
কাউকে ঘর ছাড়া হতে হবে না, ভয় পাবেন না। ওরা বলছে তাড়িয়ে দেবো রোহিঙ্গা। কোথায় রোহিঙ্গা দেখাও, কোথা থেকে এলো? আর রোহিঙ্গা যদি হয় তো আসবে তো মণিপুর হয়ে, মিজোরাম হয়ে, নাগাল্যান্ড হয়ে। সেখানে এসআইআর হচ্ছে না কেন? ইলেকশন যেখানে হচ্ছে, যেখানে বিরোধী দল আছে, সেখানে এসআইআর করছে 2 মাসের মধ্যে। আসামে কেন হবে না এসআইআর? কেন আসামে হবে না? বিজেপির রাজ্য বলে আর এসআইআর এর নাম করে মা বোনদের অধিকার কাড়বে। শুধু আমার একটাই অনুরোধ, বর্ডার এরিয়ায় যেখানে বিএসএফ আছে ওদের ধারে কাছে যাবেন না। এখানে একজন স্বরাষ্ট্রমন্ত্রী আছেন, তিনি করতে পারেন না এমন কোনো কাজ নেই। তার 2 চোখ দেখলেই মনে হয় ভয়ঙ্কর দুর্যোগের বার্তা। 7 বার এমপি হয়েছি, আর আপনাদের আশীর্বাদে শুভেচ্ছায় এর মধ্যে 3 বার চিফ মিনিস্টার হয়েছি। আমাকে আজকে প্রমাণ করতে হবে আমি নাগরিক কিনা। মাথায় নাকে খোঁজ দেওয়া ভালো এর থেকে।
नहीं भरा तो नहीं भरा। वोट मांगने क्या, वोट भरने का कोई उनका मौका ही नहीं है। क्या हुआ बंगाल में? रोजगार मिला? 2 करोड़ से ज्यादा बेरोजगारी, 60 लाख 70 लाख माइग्रेंट लेबर। डिटेंशन कैंप के पिक्चर लगा दीजिए। और बंगाल में डिटेंशन कैंप का कोई जरूरत नहीं होगा। बांग्लादेशी मुस्लिम घुसपैठिया को हम लोग भगा देगा। डिटेंशन कैंप का जरूरत नहीं होगा। हर इंडियन यहाँ रहेगा। वो हिंदू से हो सकता है, मुसलमान हो सकता है, लेकिन बांग्लादेशी मुसलमान एक भी नहीं रहेगा। और डिटेंशन कैंप का कोई जरूरत नहीं है। जिस रास्ता से आया था उस रास्ता से हम लोग निकल देगा।
All right, let's quickly take that forward with Kamalika Sengupta, who's joining me on the broadcast as well. So, Kamalika, the kind of stern warning that's coming from the Chief Minister, is this now going to spell more trouble for the ongoing exercise?
Well, if we see the exercise, the first phase is almost over. I mean, it's over. The enumeration form fill up and the submission is over. Till now, there has been lot of political war of words have gone, but the Election Commission, stern on their point, they have been doing their work. Until now, what the data we have got is 58 lakh, near about 58 lakhs are uncollectible forms. What does this mean? Uncollectible forms means forms which has not come back after fill up. That means it includes the duplicate voters, false voters, and also people who have died. So next phase we'll have to really see. Next phase is definitely the phase where the hearing.
All right, we seem to have lost our connection with Kamalika at the moment, but let's also listen in to the reactions, because remember that warning is extremely stern and sharp, because Mamata Banerjee has not only called Amit Shah dangerous, she's also warned of a dharna if any single eligible voter's name is deleted in this SIR exercise. And as Kamalika was highlighting right now, that the first phase is over, it will be after the second phase that the draft list will be expected to be out. Let's listen in to some more reactions that have come in.
ये बॉर्डर तो अमित शाह जी का बीएसएफ का अंडर में है, सेंट्रल एजेंसी का अंडर में है। तो अगर एक भी घुसपैठिया बंगाल में या त्रिपुरा में वो होता है, तो ये तो अमित शाह जी का खुद का फेल्योर है। ये भाजपा का दबाव में, पॉलिटिकल दबाव में आकर ये नेशनल इलेक्शन कमीशन जो किया है, वो तो ये कम समय में ये जो सिटीजन्स है उसके ऊपर दबाव हो गया था। बीएलओ लोग भी प्रॉब्लम में थे। ये पूरा अनप्लान्ड एक मेस हुआ है। तो इसीलिए तो वो जो भी कर रहा है सेंट्रल इलेक्शन कमीशन, वो तो भाजपा के लिए कर रहा है। भाजपा का पर बूथ BLA 2 नहीं था, वो सर्कुलर कर दिया, बाहर का आदमी BLA 2 हो सकता है। तो वो पूरा भाजपा का एक विंग जैसा काम कर रहा है।
Mamata Banerjee's rally in West Bengal is nothing but political drama which is designed to mislead the people ahead of the 2026 election, playing conspiracy politics. They are protecting illegal voters and with their own political interests. If the process is transparent and supervised by the Election Commission, what is it that Mamata Banerjee is afraid of? Truth behold, TMC is losing public confidence. And when they have emotional rallies to try and divert attention from misgovernance, this is what the voter is fighting for. They are fighting for both political relevance and not to be intimidated by these parties that resort to booth capturing.
क्या सरकार सो रही थी जो उनको अब याद आई कि घुसपैठिए आ गए, घुसपैठियों को हटाना है। और अगर घुसपैठिए हैं तो एसआईआर हुआ है बिहार में, आपके पास तो पता ही है क्या है, कितने लोग घुसपैठिए हैं। तो मैं समझती हूँ इन मुद्दों को भटकाने के लिए ये लोग इस तरह की बातें कर रहे हैं और ये हमारे देश को और पिछाड़ेंगे।
Getting in breaking inputs from Karnataka amid the power tussle in the state, DK Shivakumar has held a private dinner for 40 MLAs. In fact, the dinner meeting took place at the farmhouse of Congress leader Praveen Doddananwa. Deputy Chief Minister DK Shivakumar has in fact gone on to say that there was nothing political behind this dinner, and he even went to have dinner after Congress leader invited him. Remember, there were 40 MLAs present at this dinner. Let's also listen in to what the Deputy CM has had to say amid the ongoing power tussle.
ಊಟನೂ ಇಲ್ಲ. ಅದು ನಮ್ಮ ಜಿಲ್ಲಾ ಕಾಂಗ್ರೆಸ್ನ ಮಾಜಿ ಅಧ್ಯಕ್ಷರವರು ಫ್ಯಾಮಿಲಿ, ದೊಡ್ಡ ಫ್ಯಾಮಿಲಿ, ಕಾಂಗ್ರೆಸ್ ಪಾರ್ಟಿ ಫ್ಯಾಮಿಲಿ 15 ವರ್ಷದಿಂದ ಕೇಳ್ತಾ ಇದ್ರು ಒಂದು ಊಟಕ್ಕೆ ಬನ್ನಿ. ಒಂದಷ್ಟು ಜನ ಹೋಗಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ನಾವು ಹೋಗ್ತಾನೆ ಇಲ್ಲ, ಏನಿಲ್ಲ. ಅವರು ನಮ್ಮ ಕಾಂಗ್ರೆಸ್ ಹಿರಿಯ ಕುಟುಂಬದವರು, ನಾವೆಲ್ಲ ಮರೆಯಕ್ಕಾಗಲ್ಲ. ಈಗ ನೋಡಿ, ಈಗ ನಮ್ಮ ಹುಡುಗನೆಲ್ಲ ಬಂದವನೇನು ಒಂದು ಕೆಲಸ ಮಾಡ್ತಾವನಿಲ್ಲಿ. ನಮ್ಮನೆ ಊಟ ಇವತ್ತು ತಂದು ಕೊಡ್ತೀನಿ, ರಾಗಿ ಮುದ್ದೆ ಉಪ್ಸಾರು ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತಾವನೆ. ಬೇಡ ನಕ್ಕಾಗಿತ್ತಾ? ನಮಗೆ ದಿನ ಹೋಗೋರು ಊಟ ತಂದು ಕೊಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದಾರೆ ಲೋಕಲ್ ಅವರು, ನಮ್ಮ ಕ್ಷೇತ್ರದವರು. ಹಂಗೆ ಅವರು ಪ್ರೀತಿಯಿಂದ ಕರೀತಾರೆ, ಒಂದೊಂದು ದಿನ ಹೋಗೋದು. ನಾಳಿದ್ದು ನಮ್ಮ ಸೇಟ್ ಕರೆದವ್ರೆ, ಸೇಟ್ ಆಸಿಫ್ ಸೇಟ್ ಕರೆದವ್ರೆ, ಫಿರೋಜ್ ಸೇಟ್ ಕರೆದವ್ರೆ. ಹಂಗೆ ಒಂದೊಂದು ದಿನ ಹೋಗೋದು.
All right, Afreen Hussain has been tracking that story and all the developments for us. Let's quickly go across to Afreen. Afreen, first, breakfast meets with the Chief Minister, and now this dinner meet, which as much as DK Shivakumar may want to say was just a social gathering. What's happening?
Well, absolutely, Akansha. It's not a small number of MLAs that had gathered. It was about 40-odd MLAs, including a few BJP MLAs as well. So it's very interesting to keep a note on this dinner meeting that has happened late last night. While Deputy Chief Minister DK Shivakumar emphasizes that there was nothing political, dinner meetings keep happening in Belagavi when, the winter session goes on. Congress leaders invite each other home for, dinner meetings, lunch meetings. This is nothing political, is what DK Shivakumar has emphasized. But if you look at the number of MLAs that have attended this particular dinner meeting, it is very hard to say that nothing political went on in that particular dinner meeting. There were also two BJP MLAs, ST Somashekar and Shivram Hebbar as well. So it's very interesting to note that DK Shivakumar downplayed this particular thing. Other senior Congress MLA ministers also have said that there is nothing political. Dinner meetings keep happening in Belagavi. KH Muniyappa and Madhu Bangarappa, both of them have said that there is no power tussle. Whatever it is with the High Command, and the High Command has to make the decision. Normal dinner meetings are very, very common in Belagavi. Now, this is what all senior Congress leaders have said as of now.
All right. Many thanks to you, Afreen, for bringing us all those latest inputs on that very interesting meet that DK Shivakumar had with the 40 MLAs. And with that, we're slipping into a quick break. Stay tuned to CNN News 18 as we return with the latest.
This is News 18 Network. India's largest news network.
The Luthra brothers, co-owners of the Goa nightclub where 25 people tragically died in a massive fire, remain in Thai custody. A Delhi court has refused them any relief, even as Indian agencies prepare for the deportation. Currently held at an immigration center in Phuket, the duo has now been shifted to Bangkok. Sources reveal a complex web of shell companies linked to the brothers allegedly used for money laundering. Their passports have been revoked and emergency travel documents must be issued before deportation can proceed. Thai courts may also need to cancel their visas, a process expected to take at least 2 days. Goa Chief Minister Pramod Sawant has promised swift justice, announcing that teams from the Goa police and the CBI will travel to Thailand to bring the brothers back.
आगे इस तरह की दुर्घटना न हो, इसीलिए मैंने कहा कि एनफोर्समेंट की टीम ऑलरेडी हमने लगाई है। कल से हमारी एनफोर्समेंट टीम इस तरह के हाई फुटफॉल वाले जितने सारे क्लब्स या रेस्टोरेंट है वहाँ पे खुद जा रहे। उस एनफोर्समेंट टीम में सीनियर स्केल ऑफिसर्स हो, द फायर सेफ्टी ऑफिसर, कंस्ट्रक्शन बिल्डिंग कंस्ट्रक्शन के ऑफिसर्स, इवन दो द फायर इलेक्ट्रिसिटी का जो इंजीनियर्स वहाँ जाके विजिट कर रहे हैं, उसका चेकलिस्ट बना रहे हैं। इट इज ऑलमोस्ट द चेकलिस्ट एट गिवन। और हमें जहाँ जहाँ पे मेजर वायलेशन मिलते हैं उस मेजर वायलेशन में के क्लब्स हम बंद करेंगे। मैंने पहले ही कहा है, उसका रिपोर्ट विद इन अ शॉर्ट स्पैन ऑफ अ टाइम दे विल सबमिट द रिपोर्ट ऑन द बेसिस ऑफ दैट and will close down their clubs.
Basically, it was not a bail application, regular bail application. It was a temporary transit anticipatory bail through which they had asked for that I should be protected and I will be going to Goa and I will submit to their jurisdiction. On this aspect, they have argued extensively and this argument has been made by their counsel as well as Mr. Mukherjee and me, and we have argued and we have submitted before the court that this application is not maintainable here. It should go and submit before the jurisdiction of Goa High Court.
ये जो बड़ा इंसिडेंस गोवा में हुआ है, कम से कम उस वक्त वो मालिक होने के नाते उनके रहने का फर्ज था। भागना, ये कहाँ भागेंगे, कहाँ?
वो ऐसे हिंदुस्तान से नहीं भाग गए। उनको भगाने में किन किन लोगों का हाथ रहा है, इसकी भी जांच होनी चाहिए। बगैर भारतीय जनता पार्टी के सरकार के सहयोग के वो गोवा छोड़ के नहीं भाग सकते थे। इंडिगो एयरलाइंस और सबको नहीं मिल रही है, देश की जनता परेशान हो रही है और 25 लोगों की जान चली गई जिन लोगों की लापरवाही से। वो इंडिगो की एयरलाइन से भाग गए हिंदुस्तान छोड़ के और हमारी सरकार कुछ नहीं कर पाई। तो ठीक है, पकड़े गए हैं और प्रत्यार्पण संधि भी है थाईलैंड के साथ, तो उनको वापस जल्दी लेके आइए और उनके खिलाफ सख्त से सख्त कार्रवाई कीजिए।
इंडिगो की फ्लाइट में चल नहीं रही, उस दिन इंडिगो की फ्लाइट चल गई, थाईलैंड वो सकुशल पहुंच गए। रात की घटना और रात ही में वो पहुंच गए। तो मैंने तो कहा है, दोहरा देता हूं कि मोदी सरकार को नोबेल पुरस्कार मिलना चाहिए घोषित अपराधियों को, भगोड़ों को भगाने में। लूथरा बंधुओं के साथ भी हो, लेकिन संसद के अंदर, संसद के बाहर इतना जबरदस्त दबाव पड़ा कि उन्हें गिरफ्तार करना पड़ा। और इस समय मुझे जहां तक सूचना है